What's up everybody, Joe Dobby back at it again with another deck profile video. I know we're doing another purple, but I just love purple so much. So for all my fellow purple players, this one's for you. If you've seen my Metal Garurumon deck, it didn't perform very well at the Bandai tournament. I didn't perform very well at the Bandai tournament. I made some misplays when it came to very niche situations, but overall I still believe in that deck. It's just some minor tweaking that I'm gonna do. But with that said, I want to get into this one because this one is cool. It is a V-Myotismon deck. I built it with a budget in mind. You're looking at about 50-60 USD maybe, more give or take. It's not your typical mill deck, and without further ado, here we go. So starting off with the Pagumon, nice for mill decks, not nice for non-mill decks. Like, you don't want to trash too much, but the trashing here helps, especially if I need to search for a rookie. I'll be able to get Grizzly Wing and bring him back. Now I'm running 4 copies of Yamon, and Yamon is pretty cool. The beauty about running a Yamon is purple Digimon tend to have lower DP than others. So you're looking at a V-Myotismon, maybe Millenniumon, not necessarily counts as a purple, and Boltmon as the highest DP at 12k. So Yamon adds that extra 1000 DP late game, mid-late game, so really good. Running just 2 copies of Digimon, and this card's really awesome. Allows for some cheeky memory starving plays, like if you Digivolved into something and you have 1 memory left, drop the Digimon, put them down on 1, which is what this deck wants to do. This deck's actually kind of a memory choke, and that's why I love it. Running 4 copies of Tapermon, quick trigger on deletion, draw 1. Good way to check security and get something out of it, because you know you're more likely to lose that Tapermon with that security check. So pretty good card there. Running 3 copies of Tsukaimon, just good memory boost, especially when it's your opponent's turn. If you have key Digimon you don't want to have deleted, Tsukaimon will make your opponent think twice because they'll be losing a memory and potentially losing a Digimon if they're running right into it with the same DP. That said, moving on, we are getting into 4 copies of Gabumon, the main draw power in this deck, and you'll see why later. Gabumon is on deletion, trigger, draw 2 and discard 1 from your hand. Really good card for draw power because you don't want to mill. I think I needed 4 Gabumon in this one, and pretty good inheritable effect there. I'm running 4 copies of Digimon, and that is why I'm mainly running 4 copies of Gabumon, because I'm going to be running into my opponent's Digimon sometimes with Digimon for retaliation. Key targets need to go, right? So that's why that's there. Really great card. It's almost a must-have in every purple deck, just at varying ratios. Now I'm running 3 copies of Vilemon, and the reason why I'm running 3 copies of Vilemon is because I don't want 4 because I feel like too many Vilemons spoil the deck. I think 3 is good. Lastly, in the champions, running 3 copies of Wizardmon. Great combo with Gabumon, allowing me to draw 3 ultimately, and then discarding 1 through the Gabumon. Really good effect. Also, the cheaper of all of the level 4s in purple, which is why it's really hard to not include Wizardmon. Running 4 copies of Myotismon. 2 cost to Evo at 7k is amazing. I love this guy. Also, Digimon line, shout out to, you know, everyone who likes Digimon and Devimon. The 2 cost to Evo is amazing because it gets you to your Megas a lot quicker. I had to run 4 in this one. Running 2 copies of Were-Garurumon. So having Were-Garurumon can be very difficult for my opponent to deal with. I have 2 just for the niche play, just for when I'm able to, you know, have all the right pieces. That situation's gonna happen, and when attacking once per turn, I can delete one of my own other Digimon in order to unsuspend the Mega that is above Were-Garurumon. So really good card. It's a niche play here, but it allows for a huge momentum swing, and you'll see why. Chimeramon running 2 copies because its on-play effect is really good, and you want to get to your Megas ASAP. I don't really want to use my rookies, too many of my rookies like Tapermon, Digimon to Digivolve up. So having Chimeramon allows me to get rid of Tapermon to draw, also allows me to destroy a level 5 or lower Digimon from my opponent, and is a great on play because it's already a level 5, so I can go to level 6 and get to Omega there. So really good, just wanted 2 copies of that. And this is why I wanted to get to Megas so quickly. V-Myotismon is your main memory choke. Security attack +1 at 12k DP is pretty strong, and during your opponent's turn, anytime your opponent's Digimon is suspended, they gain a memory. So literally anytime they rest, they gain a memory. It makes your opponent hesitate, which is really good. Also, security attack +1 is just crazy. I love having 4. I tried to convince myself to just go to 3, but I couldn't. I had to have 4 of them because it's an easy Digivolve with Chimeramon if he's already on the board, easy Digivolve into Myotismon and then Venom on the same turn, and with Were Garurumon for those niche plays, it can be very devastating for your opponent, so I had to run 4 there. I'm running 3 copies of Boltmon, which is also great with the Were Garurumon. It's a total evo cost of 5, so if your opponent gives you 5 memory, you can get right up to a Boltmon, you know? Or you can get to put your opponent at 1 or etc. if they don't have a tamer. Once again, we're playing for that memory choke. We're playing the low cost Digimon with a focus on V-Myotismon to get on the board in order to secure the victory. So 3 copies of Boltmon there. I'm running 1 copy, yes guys, yes, just 1 copy of Piedmon. This is more of my clutch card, really nice foiling. This is an unboxing video, but yeah, so Piedmon is that clutch card for when I am in a sticky situation and my opponent has a tamer, for example. They're pretty stable on memory and the game has changed and I have to adapt. So if Piedmon is in my hand, that's great. I can play him and get back a bunch of level 4s. If he's not in my hand, I can live with it because, you know, this deck wants to starve my opponent of memory, and the Piedmon is more of a clutch play. It's a good Digivolution as well, so if I Digivolve into Piedmon, he has Retaliation, so I can just run him into one of my opponent's Digimon, particularly an Omnimon, for example, and take him out. But there's other ways to take care of Omnimon in this deck, which is why I think it's okay. Running 3 copies of Matte Memory Stabilizer also allows me to bring back cards, so if I'm running 1 Piedmon, I can bring back that Piedmon and not feel too bad about it if I end up, you know, if it gets discarded from security or if I end up milling it through Pagomon, but the chances are rare, so it's fine. Running 4 copies of Darkness Claw, another memory choke card. This card surprised me a lot because in security, it allows you to gain 2 memory on your opponent's turn, so it could potentially end their turn and limit their options for that turn. But at 1 cost to play during your main phase, one of your opponent's Digimon gets plus 3000 DP for the turn. I have 2 main Digimon, Boltmon and V-Myotismon, that would go up to 15k. So with the combination of having 4 copies of Yammon, which adds another 1000 DP, I could get up to 16 and potentially survive running myself into an Omnimon if they play it exhausted or rested, which is what I've seen people do during the Bandai tournament. They attack with Plesiomon, for example, and then they Digivolve Omnimon over it and it's rested. So they give me like 4 memory, 5 memory next turn, and the Boltmon, Darkness Claw, Yammon is enough to actually take him out, so it's pretty awesome. I am also running 2 copies of Grizzly Wing, or Night Raid, sorry, I keep saying Grizzly Wing from Digimon World 2, it's V-Myotismon's move. Night Raid, essentially play a level 3 Digimon card from your trash. It's gotta be purple though. On play effects don't activate, which is fine. I don't have any rookies that are on play. I have Tapermon, which is on deletion, and it's a good cannon fodder for Chimeramon and what is about to come next. Having 2 Grizzly Wing was good enough for me. And Heat Viper is what I was talking about. So 2 copies of Heat Viper. You want to play this deck with a bit more patience. You want to be very conservative on how much memory you give your opponent, even when they have a stabilizer tamer that puts them up to 3 on their next turn. So I thought instead of playing Trump Sword, which could just be a huge swing for my opponent after taking so much time or spending so much effort to starve them of memory, Heat Viper is a good way to get rid of my rookies and then get rid of their 2 level 4s, right? Because if you're starving your opponent of memory, the chances are they only have champion Digimon, or they can only Digivolve to level 4 or level 5, like a turn at a time. At most they'll be able to do so, and digivolve multiple Digimon into level 4 or 5, but timed right, this Heat Viper can be really devastating, and it just requires a little bit of patience. That's the deck. Super fun to play. It's super techy. Like, you have to... It plays with the memory gauge so much, which is why I like it. And that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you would change. I want to be better as a player and be better as a deck builder. So if you guys have any ideas or any suggestions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to switch things up and test things out in order to make things better. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I had such a great experience at the Bandai tournament. Absolutely amazing experience. All right, thanks y'all. Bye.